hello again. I just thought I'd make a quick video because I've seen a couple of things over the last couple of days that I thought I should I should comment on, and that is that the first thing is that apparently Mellon, Elizondo, and oh god, there was the other guy, Mellon, Elizondo, and David Grusch, of course. How could I forget David Grusch? All called in sick. They couldn't attend Luna's SCIFs. Now Luna went to all the trouble of setting up these SCIFs because they were saying we can tell you everything you want to know in a SCIF. She arranges a SCIF and they call in sick. Now don't you think it's a tad suspicious that all three of them get sick at exactly the same time and they can't attend the most important meeting in human, what could potentially be the most important meeting in human history? They can prove extraterrestrials, intelligent extraterrestrials, are visiting this planet, but they don't feel well, you know. I mean, Grusch has got a stitch, you know. Elizondo's got a sore throat. Mellon's rolled his ankle. You know, so all three of them called in sick and couldn't attend because they knew Arrow was going to be there, and Arrow would check out what they had to say and it would be revealed to be science fiction rubbish in next to no time at all. It must be becoming obvious to even the most dyed-in-the-wool fanboy that this is a complete and utter load of rubbish, that there is absolutely nothing to this visiting, crashing ET nonsense. You know, if you would think that with such an important meeting like that, they would drag themselves there, you know. If they really wanted to get this information out, you know, Elizondo resigns so he could get the information out, but hasn't given any. David Grusch resigned so he could tell the world what was going on, and he hasn't done that. Instead, they hide behind clearances, they go sick, they avoid meetings, they avoid Arrow like the plague. I mean, this is now getting embarrassing, isn't it? You know, anyone with an IQ bigger than their shoe size is going to know they're avoiding talking to anybody that can check out what they're saying. They know. So they're trying to get Luna to exclude Arrow from these SCIFs because they know from previous experience they can tell Congress anything, you know. I mean, the previous congressional hearings have been a complete and utter joke. Luna's roundtable was a complete and utter joke. The only thing that matters is these SCIFs, and as I've said before, they do not need SCIFs to talk to Arrow. Arrow is cleared to hear any testimony. Arrow is cleared to look into any program in any compartment. That's why they don't want to talk to them, because they'll say, oh yeah, well, you know, we were doing this and this is here and this is there, and Arrow is cleared to go and check it out. They have the authority and the clearances to do that. So now is Luna reconsidering having Arrow in the SCIFs because these guys are complaining about it. They're saying behind the scenes they're not going to turn up if Arrow is there. Now, if you get to see this, and I'm going to put hashtag Paulina Luna on the under this video. Please do not, Ms. Paulina Luna, please do not fall for their bullshit. They don't want Arrow there because they know Arrow can look at what they're telling you. If you don't have Arrow there, they'll just pour on the science fiction claptrap, you know, thick and fast. So please, Ms. Paulina Luna, if you get to see this video, make sure Arrow is at any SCIFs that you manage to get Grusch and Co into. The way it's going, I don't think you're going to get them into a SCIF at all, because this Paulina Luna declassification task force is only running for 6 months, isn't it? How many months have we already had? What else are they looking into? This is not the only subject. I think Mellon and Grusch and Elizondo are hoping that they'll just expire, it will time expire. Oh well, you know, we'd love to have come along to the SCIF, but you know, I had a runny nose. I rolled my ankle, you know, and a sore throat. So please, Ms. Paulina Luna, if you watch this video, ensure that Arrow is present at any SCIF. Try and get these guys in front of Arrow. That should be your primary. If you're really interested in getting evidence about this, that should be your primary objective. Not sitting around lapping up bullshit from Eric Davis or Hal Puthoff or any of these other people that just have been sprouting all this drivel for years, if not decades. If you want to get to the truth, ensure Arrow is present and Arrow hears anything they have to say, please. Then, if there is any evidence, Paulina Luna tells us she's looking for evidence. She's not interested in hearing any more stories. So if you're really looking for evidence, Ms. Paulina Luna, please ensure Arrow is there. So yeah, Chris Mellon, Lou Elizondo and David Grusch all called in sick and could not attend Anna Paulina Luna's SCIFs. Apparently. So sounds like she's organised more than one that they haven't turned up for. So did she organise one and that was cancelled because David Grusch didn't turn up? And then she organised another one for them so that they give them the opportunity to come forward and tell everything they know. And they all called in sick, so they couldn't attend that. You know, anyone seeing a pattern here? It's obvious. It's obvious that those three guys know it's all bullshit. If they thought it was real, they couldn't wait. You wouldn't be able to keep them away from these SCIFs. They'd be queuing up at Arrow's door to get their stories verified. You know, wakey people, blimey. I know most people that watch my channel think it's all bullshit anyway, but you never know. I'm preaching to the people with. I'm probably wasting my time preaching to the people with critical thinking ability. But you never know, there might be one or two people out there that get to see this and it might give them some thinking material, some critical thinking material. Now remember, of those three, David Grusch says he's got none of them have personal experience of ET materials, biological or technological. They've all said that. No, not one of them has. They're only repeating stories they've heard as truth because they believe them. Chris Mellon at the first congressional hearing showed a picture of what he said was an ET spacecraft, UAP, and it was the #1 Mylar party balloon. Lou Elizondo claimed a huge flying saucer. You know, there's 2 irrigation circles in a field on a farm, and he's claiming this is a huge flying saucer. The reflection on a window of a chandelier, and a huge alien mothership. These are the sort of people we're dealing with here. You know, they have no credibility. David Grusch, I think everybody knows the history of David Grusch. All sorts of issues, you know, mental health issues. We still don't know the real reason he left the Air Force. He was probably pushed. Speculation on my part, but that's what I think happened. You know, they thought this guy's not with it really, not all there. That's just a personal opinion, personal speculation. Yeah, so put a line through those guys. I mean, it must be occurring to Anna Paulina Luna now, you know. Grusch didn't turn up for the first SCIF, and if all 3 of them have called in sick for the second SCIF, it's going to be a waste of time her organising any more SCIFs for these bullshitting clowns. Oops. That's I've got the road channel on the CB, because this is a pretty narrow road, and you get some big trucks along here. There's one now. These are the big trucks coming from the salt mine. I'll move over and get out of his way. There you go, mate. They don't like getting on the dirt with these big double trailers. wobble around all over the place. Forgot what I was saying now. Oh yeah, those trucks come from a salt mine up here, and it really, you know, people say, oh, I've got to go to the salt mine today, but this literally is a salt mine. Western Australia. It's the economic engine of the whole of Australia, and everything that makes tons of money involves digging stuff out of the ground, whether it's iron or gold. Anyway, I better get back to what I was saying. I don't want to go off on a tangent. So it must have occurred to Paulina Luna that it's not going to be worth organising these bullshitting clowns another SCIF, because, you know, it's going to be, you know, the pet parrot's got a sore beak, they can't come, you know. It's David Grusch's pet caterpillar hasn't moved for a couple of days, and he wants to take it to the vet, you know. Chris Mellon hasn't seen his tortoise for days, you know. He's organising a search party to go and find it. Complete waste of time. Another thing I saw that I thought was quite interesting was Sheehan was on one of these YouTube channels, and he was saying the new Pope is going to reveal ET information in 5 to 6 years. Why not just release it immediately? You know, I mean, if you're the new Pope, you might as well say, okay, you know, new brew, this is what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do, everybody wants to know about it, I'm going to release the ET files. Of course he hasn't done that because there aren't any. And I think the new Pope is 69 years old, so Sheehan is probably hoping that the new Pope, or expecting that the new Pope will drop off the perch before 5 or 6 years are up. And then when the new Pope comes in, if Sheehan is still around, because he's pretty old, isn't he? I think he's 80-old, Sheehan. He'll be saying, well, you know, the old Pope was going to release it, but now the new Pope isn't going to release it. It's always 5 or 6 years down the road, 3 years down the road, you know. There always has to be a delay in any release of ET information, because there isn't any. They have to keep people interested in the subject, donating money to all these ridiculous disclosure, I don't know what you call them really, institutes, if that's the right word. I think most of them have institute, don't they? I mean, it's and the Soul Foundation, of course, as well. They're all producing white papers that are completely and utterly pointless because they're never going to be applicable to anything. And Sheehan also tells us that Jay Stratton is reverse engineering alien spacecraft to weaponize their propulsion system because they run on free energy. No such thing, of course. Because they run on free energy, he's weaponizing the free energy power plant from recovered alien spacecraft to engineer weapons, and there should be, all the countries around the world should be getting together in some sort of treaty to ban these weapons from being made. Well, I'll tell you what, don't waste your time. There is no recovered alien spacecraft. You've got to remember, Jay Stratton, he said he was followed home by a Wolverine werewolf from Skinwalker Ranch. You know, the guy's got zero credibility. How could you take someone like that seriously? I mean, oh, this guy's getting out of the way for me. That's good of him. Better reciprocate. You can't take Jay Stratton seriously. I think what they should do, if Jay Stratton is making all these really wild claims, what they should do is they should subpoena Jay Stratton. He's saying this is real, remember? He's telling Sheehan, and that's what they're doing. They should subpoena Jay Stratton and demand to be shown this material, this work that's going on. Because, I mean, if you're talking about re-engineering a free energy power source, you're not going to be talking about 2 or 3 guys. This is going to be a team of PhDs doing this. As I've said, there's no such thing as free energy, you know, it's complete and utter rubbish. It's all science fiction drivel. Get Stratton in there, subpoena him and demand to be shown this. Demand tangible evidence of what he's saying. and then Jay Stratton will suddenly develop a cold or a sore toe. You know, you won't be able to turn up. It's beyond embarrassing. These guys are now well and truly in the pathetic basket. You know, it's just gone so far beyond ludicrous that you know, it's surely to goodness anybody with an IQ bigger than their shoe size can just look at what listen to what these guys are saying. Look at these guys and say, is that, how likely is that? Especially with a pedigree like Stratton's, you know, Allsap, you know, Bigelow Aerospace, you know, giving back Bigelow Aerospace $20 million to investigate Bigelow's own ranch, Skinwalker Ranch. People that worked there said they had to make up stuff all the time to keep Bigelow happy because nothing was happening. The people that had Skinwalker Ranch previously to the people that claimed all the paranormal activity said they were there for decades and they never saw anything at all. Skinwalker Ranch is a complete and utter load of rubbish. All these people are sort of lumped into this basket, you know, Skinwalker Ranch, Bigelow Aerospace, Stratton, Elizondo, Mellon, all of the TTSA. All of these people are in that basket. Eric Davis, Hal Puthoff. And they've all been making a very good living out of it. And it's all complete and utter bullshit. Anyway, I think that's going to do. That's well, what's today? Tuesday the 20th. Tuesday the 20th. May 2025, and it's 7:24 in the morning. So I'll say, as always, many thanks for watching. Got a salt truck coming. I tell you what, they must sell. This is industrial salt. This is not the sort of stuff you put on your fish and chips. I don't quite know what they use it for in industry. Is this a truck or a bus? Anyway, I'll let him know I'm getting out of his way. Oh, it's a little truck, this one. We're coming up to a railway crossing. So I'll leave it at that. And as always, thanks for watching. Many thanks for watching, and maybe I'll catch you again. I never like going over these whether the lights are flashing or not. It's out here in the bush. They could not be working, and I'll get cleaned up by some huge freight train or the Indian Pacific. Maybe I'll catch you again.